Congressman, clearly this crisis at the border is manufactured by the Biden regime. Why do you think they're willing to risk the lives of Americans flooding this country with millions of illegals, including now countless terrorists?
It's hard to figure, except that it is intentional, and I think it's to put these people on a path to citizenship, and then let them vote for a permanent majority for the Democrat Party in the United States of America. It is unbelievable that they would allow 6 million plus illegals coming across the border, the fentanyl and other drugs to come in as well, killing 100,000 plus Americans every single year. And now that Hamas has done their deadly, dastardly deeds in Israel, start talking about allowing Palestinian refugees to come in with 150 countries of refugees and migrants that are coming in right now, being released, unvetted, into the United States, never to be seen again. We've lost track. The administration has lost track of 85,000 unaccompanied minors. And then to have the potential danger of these over 200 potential terrorists on the terrorist watch list that have come in the last 3 years. Incredible that Biden would allow this to happen. He should be impeached. It is criminal what he and Mayorkas are doing. I can just tell you that.
There's no doubt about that. It is criminal to the maximum extent. I just can't believe this is where our country's at currently. Congressman, what is the GOP going to do to secure the border? And is there really anything that can be done at this point with the current regime ultimately doing everything in their power to continually allow this to worsen?
That's a great question. When we only have 1/2 of 1/3 of the federal government in the House of Representatives, and thank goodness, Allison, we have a new Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Yes.
As just a few minutes ago, my good friend and neighbor across the Sabine River in Louisiana, Mike Johnson, has just been sworn in. And I actually have to go back and vote here in just a few more minutes. We are going to put the pressure on this administration and see if we can do the things that we need to do to ensure that that Biden and Mayorkas and all of these Democrats honor their oaths of office and enforce the laws, the border laws.
Yeah.
And I think we can do this. We've already passed some good legislation in the House called H.R. 2, and that is to Secure the Border Act. And we can put some of those provisions into must-pass bills and really turn up the heat on the Senate and see if we can get some of these provisions in there so we can start protecting the American people and securing our border from invasion, because that is exactly what it is.
Yeah, no question about that. I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything that can be done to stop the influx of terrorists as well outside of securing the border? I mean, how will these terrorists within the U.S. be found and stopped before they potentially strike?
They have got to have more boots on the ground. They've got to start doing their job. And just throwing money at it. I'm not going to vote for more money for the Democrat Party border provisions, because all that's going to do is just hasten the processing of illegals into this country. Yeah. They don't vet them now properly. Right. They don't vet these refugees that are coming in from all over the world as well, under the auspices of the United Nations. I'll just say this, that these liberal Democrats, the progressives, I said this a while ago, calling for America to now accept Palestinian refugees. I do not and will not support Palestinian resettlement efforts in America. We can see that even the Arab countries, Jordan and Egypt and and Saudi Arabia, they don't want these Palestinians because they know with them comes Hamas. Yeah. Hamas will infiltrate them. Hezbollah will infiltrate right along with them. And it's not just a when, it's a matter, it's not just if, but it's a matter of when we're going to be attacked again, when we have this many unvetted people, millions of people coming across our border. And this administration is going to have blood on its hands. It already does with the people who are dying of overdoses and the criminal activity that has come in over the border as well.
Yes, indeed. You're so right about that. So thank you so much for standing up and speaking out on this very important issue. We cannot allow this to continue. I think it's clear the border crisis is so much more than a national security issue, but also a grave economic one, which initially hurts the low and middle class that the left pretends to care so much about, right? But Los Angeles is reportedly firing union workers now and replacing them with illegal aliens. Congressman, how can we allow U.S. citizens to be displaced by illegals?
These are Democrat policies. American citizens, veterans of our U.S. military, our own people are being put in second place to illegal aliens and people who come in. They moved in some of these northern cities, in New York City for one, took disabled veterans who were in housing, removed them, and brought in illegal aliens and had them replaced there. It is unbelievable that this administration can turn its back on its own citizens, on its own people. And I don't know what makes these kind of people tick, but I can tell you that if citizens up there don't like it, then they need to vote Republican. Because I can tell you that progressive Democrats are anti-American. They're un-American. They are doing the things that are destroying our country from top to bottom with crime, going easy on criminals, lack of prosecution, defunding the police, the open borders, subjecting us to terrorism, and the criminality that's coming in today. On the economic front, Allison, we've got inflation that is killing American families. I had to think of that word because I'll tell you, a lot of folks are sitting around the dinner tables and the breakfast tables in the morning wondering what they're going to have to do without that day, and trying to pay for their own prescription drugs, food, gasoline. All of this is because of the Green New Deal and the absolute insane policies of the Democrat Party.